So early math and reading screenings for young students. This is kindergarten, I think, to grade 3.
Mhm.
Mandatory testing to see where they're at, so to create early interventions for the kids.
Yeah.
Um, Putting kids first, always kids first. So the teachers, this was one of their complaints. So they dealt with it without actually having to give teachers a raise.
Right.
How do you like them apples? And then so moving forward to Saskatchewan, where you guys have yet to rein in the madness of the teachers unions over there.
Yeah.
The keynote speaker, I wrote about this when you flagged this to me when she was chosen as the keynote speaker. Uh,
Announced as the keynote, yes.
yeah, maybe I'll let you run with this. You go ahead.
Okay, well, eh, like in many other jurisdictions in Canada, Saskatchewan teachers are given about 10 days a year to work on professional development. So, yesterday on Monday was a professional development day and the Regina Teachers Convention, which was hosted by the Regina Public School Teachers Association, and this included the Catholic School Teachers Association, and their keynote speaker, Dr. Shannon Moore, came to Regina to lecture all of the teachers about the illegitimacy of the parental rights movement and ended her address. This is from Just Bins, by the way. Ended her address with an invitation for teachers to attend drag queen performance this weekend in protest of Bill 137. Bill 137 is Saskatchewan's Parents' Bill of Rights. We
Yep.
actually do have parental rights laws in Saskatchewan. So for her to promote this misinformation and disinformation to Regina teachers is egregious in itself. But then she goes on to promote a drag performance, and just so we're all on the same page, drag is inherently rooted in hypersexualized adult entertainment, often featuring exaggerated eroticism, lewd gestures, and themes unsuitable for children. Educators who perform in or endorse drag events signal a red flag for parents, as it's obvious that these activists are prioritizing ideological agendas over age appropriate boundaries. It's entirely uncontroversial for parents to demand that schools shield students from this kind of influence and this kind of indoctrination. If it listen, it's not controversial to suggest that parents don't want their kids indoctrinated by people who are participating in hypersexualized, some would say deviant forms of adult entertainment under the guise of teacher rights. This was such a misstep by Regina Public School Teachers Association. This was a misstep by the Saskatchewan
No, it's
Teachers Federation.
despicable.
And if the government, and I'm talking to all conservative governments here, including my own in Saskatchewan, if we were serious about getting this crazy left wing activism out of our schools, we could mandate that our teachers only do professional development as it pertains to math. Okay. No parent is going to object to their
Great.
teacher
I
getting
want that.
training on how to teach math. Saskatchewan students are second last in the nation in math. And yet this drag queens are what are the priority of professional
Yep.
educators in Saskatchewan? Gag.
We
Absolute gag. It's gag worthy.
we have audio from Just Bins. Just so people understand, Just Bins is a garbage company
Oh, they're
in
the
Regina.
best.
But because their drivers are out on the streets, they started posting what they saw, and then they became like a news aggregator. Now people leak stuff to them, and because there is a block on news on Facebook and Instagram for Canadians, because
Mhm,
Meta, the parent company, won't pay Mark Carney's shakedown of these
mhm,
companies, um, that- for our American friends.
mhm.
The law in Canada is, for some reason, you make the paper boy pay the paper company for some
Right.
reason,
Yes,
for delivery of the news, which is
for
how
the honor, for the
yeah,
honor
which is
of
how I think
delivering the news.
Meta is. Like, Meta is a free service for publishers
Mhm.
to give you the news. But in
Mhm.
Canada, to support our failing news companies that nobody trusts because they've already been contaminated with government money, they tried
Mhm.
to shake down Meta and say, if a Canadian shares a link on their Facebook page from a publisher, then Meta must pay the publisher, which is completely backward. Meta is providing the service to the publisher.
Right.
And it ultimately it resulted in Meta blocking link sharing for Canadians. So we can't
Mhm.
consume news on the place where most of us were consuming the news previously.
Mhm.
And it also caused ad dollars to tank because these publishers, their reach diminished instantly
Mhm.
because it took away their biggest. That's what you get for being greedy, you
Yeah.
guys.
And no, like, we don't need a better example about the lamestream media being abject failures in Canada more than the example that Just Bins sets for us, because
Right.
Just Bins does a better job at keeping Saskatchewan people
Oh, for sure.
informed than any other news source in,
Right.
like, the lamestream news source in the
And
entire
you can
province.
consume it in the way that you want to consume it on Facebook or Instagram
That's
because
right.
they're
They're
a
a
garbage
garbage company.
company. So
They're the
they
best garbage
escaped the
company. Yes.
ban. They escaped the
Yes.
ban. So this is what Just Bins has. Need I remind you? A garbage company
Mhm.
breaking the news of what happened at the Regina Teachers Convention.
To the extent they exist, parental rights cannot be used to undermine established human rights in public schools. Parental rights cannot be used as an alibi for racist, homophobic, or transphobic views, or for the erasure of 2S LGBTQIA perspectives and experiences. The research shows that comprehensive sex education saves lives. It reduces homophobic and transphobic violence, sexual violence, and gender-based discrimination. Another common tactic of the parental rights movement, as many of you in this room well know, is to attack teachers, curriculum, and public schools using provocative and ultimately harmful language. The misuse of terms such as back to basics, woke, gender ideology, and critical race theory, and the term parental rights itself are used to motivate the censorship of public curriculum and assert control over public school classrooms. It also suggests that what we're teaching in classrooms is brazenly political rather than a decided aspect of the public curriculum that is based on research-informed understandings, enshrined rights, and scientific consensus. There is no such thing as neutrality in the classroom. There's no classroom void of politics. There's no curriculum that has not been curated to uphold certain societal norms and values and to privilege particular identities and ways of being known.
Exactly.
There is no apolitical history or literature or science. It is all value-laden. Labeling some content political or ideological promotes the idea that a neutral curriculum is possible. The expectation that a teacher can and should be neutral should nag at the ethical soul of any educator. Students learn from a teacher's unwillingness to take a side, or to adopt an ethical stance, or to take action in the face of injustice. Neutrality in education is neither possible nor desirable. No teacher wants to be the target of the next social media campaign, calling them pedophiles and rumors.
They're gonna be.
Flippantly throwing around these terms, this movement is creating a chilling effect, eliciting fear in teachers who then become more cautious about teaching books and curriculum that may be deemed contentious.
Good,
Millions need to
good.
stand up for teachers that are being called rumors, pedophiles, and ideologues. The Saskatchewan
Then
Coalition to
don't
Repeal
act
Bill
like
137 is hosting an event this Friday at the Artesian at 8 p.m.
That's a drag performance. What I found funny is they say parental rights has been used for parents to assert control over public school classrooms.
Yeah.
Parents
Because-
should have control of public school classrooms. Those public school classrooms have their kids for 7 hours a day.
Parents should have all the control over those
Thank you.
classrooms. Parents are the key stakeholders in education. It's public education. Parents are the key stakeholders. And then you have this lunatic who was imported her crap ideas from Manitoba straight into the eager ears of several hundred teacher activists in Saskatchewan. And let me just tell you, yeah, we are here to shut you down. Yeah, we are here to
We're
censor
gonna
you.
call you
Yes, we
names.
are going to pump the
Yes.
brakes on your insanity. And so with the government of Saskatchewan and the parents and the larger community, we must reject this kind of craziness from the left, shut it down no matter where it lives, and eliminate these kinds of initiatives out of our public school spaces. There is no room for radical gender theory in public school spaces. There is no room for climate alarmism. There is no room for critical race theory in our public schools in Canada. And the time, listen, lady, I hope you had a great time in Regina, because that's the last time you're going to have a good time on taxpayer dimes,
Yeah.
because we are shutting this down.
You know, I listened to that and I had nothing but delight. I realize
Oh,
that
she
some people may listen to that and be angry, but you know what
mm-mm.
that means to me? It's effective. They're scared of parents,
Yes,
and
they are.
all the
They
things
best
that we're
be.
doing to them, they hate it. So you know what, sister? Thanks. You're getting more of it.
Confidential to Saskatchewan Teachers Federation and the Regina Public School Teachers Association. Be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. You are woke. You are grooming other people's kids. And
You
parents
don't want
want you to stop.
you don't want to be called a groomer or a
Then don't.
pedophile or an indoctrinator, then stop behaving like it.
Right.
Stop behaving like it.